Hey guys, how you keeping well? And welcome to the third segment of the Fitness Myth series. So today we're going over the myth that is that you need to stretch before a workout. If you've ever in a class, you've probably stretched your warm-up. If you've been with another PT who's not the greatest person in the world, they probably had you stretch before you train. And the reality is that's going to do sweet fuck all for your session and could potentially, again, I don't want to promote fragility, but it could potentially injure you within your session. And here's why. So first things first, we need to understand about stretching is that the results of stretching are extremely short term. Meaning, if I have someone come into me, they're like, Dan, I can't touch my toes. I can have them stretch their hamstrings, their glutes, their calves, roll a ball on their foot, and they can touch their toes in about 2 minutes. Have them sit down or just do nothing for 5 more minutes, do it again, they won't be able to touch them. Because the effects of stretching are short term. Our body only adapts to stress, and stretching is very passive. Like there's no loading, there's no challenge in that lengthened position. It's just a passive stretch. So short term, 5-10 minutes, you'll be able to feel a little more flexible. But after that, you'll come right back to normal. Unless you're actually getting stronger in that lengthened position, like an RDL would. When you kind of stretch your hamstrings with loading in that lengthened position, like an RDL would, that's when you might see some adaptations occur. But passive stretching, nothing. So in saying that as well, like you're training for a good hour and a half, potentially 45 minutes, hour and a half. So if you're stretching before a workout, that effect of stretching is going to wear out pretty damn quickly. 5-10 minutes, 10 minutes is the max. It's usually between 2 and 5 minutes. So you're not going to have the effects of stretching for the session. So in saying that alone, it's pretty pointless doing beforehand. But what it could do, say you go from that stretch into like a heavy exercise straight away, it could change your range. So if you're doing a squat and you're working with quite a heavy squat loading, it's going to vary, it's going to change a variable that we want to keep consistent. That is your range. If my glutes, hamstrings, and quads are also a lot more flexible, it means the range of what I squat to is going to be completely different to what I squatted to last week. So I'm squatting to a point where my hips come out my knees, like hips, knees, for example, and I squat down to that point there and come back up. That's where I'm used to squatting. But then my hips and knees, my quads, my hamstrings, and my glutes are a lot more flexible. My hips might drop a little lower. So all of a sudden, I'm doing the same exercise. Maybe I've progressed, but my range is so much bigger. So by doing that, that could potentially lead to injury because we're working in a range we're not really used to and a range we don't have total control over. So actually coming to that passive range where we have no control and relying on ligament, tendons and other connective tissue to bring us out of that squat, for example. That's just one idea, but that's why stretching before a workout will not be a huge amount of help. It's a few things I'd say if you want to do it, but this is one thing I would say steer clear of because there's no research to say it'll help you out. It's one of those things we've kind of been told time and time again since we're small that we have to do. But when we look at evidence that supports why it could potentially hinder our training, we've got to understand that like there's a lot more evidence weighing against stretching beforehand than there is for. And when you put it into practical use, like I just said there, it makes sense to not do it. So stretching before a workout, do you have to do it? No, and you really shouldn't. Any question on that, leave a comment down below and we'll happily have a little discussion.